Chapter 2. It was not an overly long walk to the Two Roosters, which was situated at the northern edge of the city, just a quarter of a mile downhill from where Paxton's parents had built their home. It was a small, intimate tavern, the sort Chris would choose because she liked to claim places as her own. She had been Jayette's friend all her life, and that had probably contributed to her choice of taverns after her friend went to work there. Jayette was older, but not necessarily more level-headed. Chris was clearly the wilder of the two, the one who needed an older sister to help guide her. Unfortunately, Jayette wasn't up to the job. Still, Jayette was better than nothing. At least, she thought to voice an objection now and then, and occasionally to provide a different point of view before things got too far out of hand. Paxton was thinking about this as they reached the Two Roosters and pushed through the doors into the main room. Everything was quiet, as if nothing of what Jayette described had occurred. Paxton glanced around the room. There was no sign of Chris. Rafe was behind the bar, trying hard to look like he was busy, but not succeeding, his eyes shifting to find Paxton, then moving quickly away again. "Do you see the man she was with?" Paxton asked Jayette. She shook her head. "He's gone. So is Chris." Well, Paxton could see that for himself. He strode over to the bar and Rafe. "Where is my sister?" Rafe glanced up and shrugged. "She left with some man, not too long ago." "Why? Where did they go?" "How should I know?" "Think about it." "Look, Paxton, it isn't my job to look after girls who make foolish bets and then find out the hard way when they have to pay the price. Especially ones who just seem to be asking for..." He never finished whatever it was he was going to say. By then, Paxton had seized him by his tunic front and dragged him halfway across the bar. "I'm only going to ask you once more before I break your arm. Where is my sister? Let go of me, or you'll..." His hand was groping for the club he kept under the counter, so Paxton dragged him the rest of the way across the bar and threw him on the floor, stomping hard on his wrist for good measure. Rafe screamed as the bones crunched. Paxton knelt with his knee on the tavern owner's stomach and his hand around his throat. "You should answer me, Rafe. Right now." "Airfield," the other gasped, grimacing in pain. "He has a ship there." "What's his name?" Rafe shook his head. "Answer me or I'll break your other arm." Rafe spit at him. "Go ahead. He'll hurt me worse than you can even imagine if I tell you who he is." "Paxton." Jayette was beside him, pulling him back. "Forget this. Go after Chris. That's what matters. You know where she is? Maybe you can still reach her before they leave." He was so enraged he almost didn't hear her, but she yanked him backward again, and he finally rose, taking a moment to look down at Rafe at his feet. "If I find out you've lied to me, Rafe, I will be back for you. If I find out you lied, I'll kill you. She's 15 years old. He stepped away. Let me know if he does anything to you because of this, Jet. Then he was out the door. Maybe he should have taken time to find out more, he thought as he raced toward the airfield. Maybe he should have beaten it out of Rafe. But there wasn't time. There was every chance he was already too late to catch them. If the stranger, whoever he was, had an airship waiting, he was likely already on his way back to wherever he had come from. But why was he bothering to haul along a 15-year-old girl? Lost wager or no, was troubling. Most men wouldn't have made the effort. Most wouldn't have gotten into a dice game with her in the first place. But Chris was tall and mature looking for her age, so he may have thought her much older than she really was. What really distressed him was the thought that it wasn't the money that mattered, that it was Chris he had been after all along. Young girls were taken by force all the time to work in the pleasure houses of the large Southland cities. Chris wouldn't be the first to end up that way, except that she wouldn't end up that way. He reminded himself he would find her and bring her home long before she got anywhere near that life. That was a promise.